There, if this... Oh, here we go. We're live on air now.
One job. Yeah, there we go.
One job, Eagle. Some of the banter we talk off air is probably better than the stuff we talk on air. Welcome to Calling the Audible with Mac Hirak. Mac Hirak, he's right there. Vince Sardo. I was thinking that Vince is Matt and you as Vince. But you guys were in black today, though.
I'm still Vince. He's still Matt.
Yes, Terry Tam replacing someone today. Not much.
Just Mike is not even
Eagle.
We've got a different producer.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, there we go. This show is brought to you by Sportier, the official sponsor of FPF. Of course, we're in the Sportier cage. And for those who are looking for uniforms next year, you can start ordering your stuff now for January 10th.
Or soccer, or ball hockey, or basketball.
Yeah.
If you have any
Cricket.
of those in the middle.
We're talking football.
I understand, but our sponsor does all of that
And more.
and more.
Sportier cage.
Kids party.
Just order
Your
way
kid?
ahead of time. Way
You might have
ahead.
your kids party over here.
Order
Yeah,
now.
Eagle's 16th birthday is coming up.
Oh,
So
excellent. Look forward to Sweet 16, huh? All right, gentlemen, let's dive into it here. The week that was. Vince, I'll start off with you. What caught your attention?
What caught my attention is that the Rainmakers shouldn't be in the playoffs anymore. Monstar should have won that game. Quasi's going to hate himself for a while for that drop at the end of the game.
That would have tied the game to send to overtime.
Well, it's just the whole way that that game ended. Like the Monstars just decided that they were going to stop the Rainmakers with the game on the line, and then that they're going to score with 3 plays, and then wide open Quasi in the back in the end zone for that extra point, and just right in his hands drops the pass.
He jumped,
Drops
though, in the air to catch
He didn't
it.
jump. The ball was right here. The ball was in his chest, and then he just drops it, and then he just falls on his back and he lays there for like 5 minutes. I don't know if I would have done any different. I wouldn't have dropped it though.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
He might have been crying for weeks.
Matt, what caught your attention?
I don't really know. Honestly. Well, Mo just told us that Alex Nadeau-Pugh is catching the winning touchdown
Yes.
and then getting lit up in the end zone at
By
the
Luca
end.
Pichette.
That's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
That's rough.
He's
but
a big dude.
That's a big dude getting lit up.
it's a big belly he has. Big
It's a
tire.
solid belly.
Yeah.
But it's also getting them through to the next round. And I've said it from the beginning, Gladiators they're always dangerous in playoffs. Always.
Kings, big win over No Regard. It seemed like it was a slow start for No Regard. First
Well,
pass by Romero Peretra,
yeah.
picked off by Jadariti off the chest of Kendall Myers. And that kind of set the tone from that
Exactly.
point
I wouldn't
onwards.
say it was a big win by Kings. I just think No Regard did everything to lose. I mean, they didn't do anything to win or to deserve a victory over the Kings, and the Kings being a solid enough team to capitalize on any mistakes that you're going to make, did exactly that. You open the door and they went right in.
How embarrassed, Mac Hirak, if you are a team of 6+ players playing a team of 5 players and you win by 3, how embarrassed should you be that you beat a team with 1 less player by a meager 3 points?
Whatever. Yes, I would be embarrassed, but just because I would be Vince Nardone and Terry Tam, I'd be extra embarrassed.
Why we
Because
won?
I'm going to rip you.
okay.
Did you see the game?
I heard you drop the 4th and
No,
one.
that was
See?
last
That was
week.
last
so
week.
confused, this guy.
The Terry Tam drop against the GNR.
That was the reason why we lost against GNR.
Yeah,
Whatever.
See,
Doesn't even matter. You're going to drop one this week.
Yeah, probably. I'll never
he dropped the
deny-
first pass of the
that
game,
embarrassed.
and then he almost got benched.
Wow.
Bad snap. As per Greg Stern, I almost got benched. I don't know what I got to do.
No, to be honest, I would not be embarrassed. I mean,
Well, you're going to get a taste of that this week.
we are going to
maybe.
get a taste of it, so Top Guns may be embarrassed.
Maybe. I feel like that's going to be a fun game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys end up playing 6-on-5, because I could tell you firsthand, it's awkward to line up 6 against 5 defensively. You always feel like there's one guy too many, and he doesn't know what to do. Even if you play with a free safety, it's like obviously they're not going to try to beat you deep, or they're going to eat you up underneath. So it's almost like you have a guy you can double somebody every single play.
Yeah.
You could switch up the double team. It's tough, man. It's a little bit.
Do you, like we were talking about before, too, do you play down to your competition?
That too, like you feel like it's an automatic win, so you kind of play down to your competition a bit. You make easy throws to look hard, when you start playing like that, and then it forces you to make errors, and then that's exactly what happened to us.
Key question, though. Where are you going to rent your panda costume from, as per Eagle?
I don't know. I started looking, and I think I saw this shop that has it. I'm ready. If you guys win, I'm going to be dressed as a panda. Swear to God.
As Sportier. Maybe Sportier will make you a nice one.
Nope, it won't be ready on time.
Oh, God. Stop it.
The boss didn't hear that. We're okay. We're okay.
Well, it's next
Shouldn't
weekend.
let him in the cage
It's
anymore.
next weekend.
Lock him in the cage. Lock him in the cage.
For
I'd be
a whole
surprised
week.
if they make one for you out of spite.
Let's
On
dive, let's dive into the games here. We'll go with the Div A matchups first. Finest Rainmakers, Finest swept the season series. That included a near upset or upside down victory by Rainmakers over the Finest. Matt Kirak, I'll ask you this question. With their last game against the Finest, and the way it was, Finest could have ended the game with 4 plays left. Wyatt throws a pick. Rainmakers bring it back down, losing the last play. Did they wake up a sleeping giant in the Finest in this third matchup this Sunday?
Look, in my opinion, I think that Kevin could have ended the game, but he went to solidify his QB of the year, and in turn, it cost him.
The ultimate trophy.
The
yes.
ultimate trophy, the
Yes.
Kevin Wyeth trophy.
Yes.
So he's not going to take risks like that in the playoffs. It's not the time. The Finest are going to be the finest that they always are.
Nard one.
I don't think they woke up a beast. I think
Beast has always been.
I don't think they ever went to sleep. To be honest with you, it's just the competition's getting better and better in Division A, and people are starting to catch up to Montreal's Finest, and they're not like a mile away from every other team now, and it's just a little bit more even. They're still the Finest. They're still above the large majority of the Division A, except some teams are giving them a run for their money now. And the Rainmakers are not going to be that team to give them the run for their money in the playoffs this year.
So,
That's not happening.
we look at the Rainmakers offense. Do they need to win the football by smashing it inside to Bobby Michaelberg and Michael Chidiat, or win it with the speed of the Pilons outside the numbers going downfield?
Well, you're not going to do nothing in the middle against Quiche. So Bobby Michaelberg is more of an asset when he goes deep. Using the Pilos to open that up a little bit more, yeah. I mean, they're going to have to change their game plan. Their game plan hasn't worked against the top tier teams this year at all. At all.
Yeah, I don't think the Rainmakers can beat Montreal's Finest in a speed game going deep, or in a physical middle slants, quick hooks type of game either.
They got to talk to Rajdi, and Rajdi's got to think about something new.
Yeah, Raji's going to have to
Offensive,
concoct some kind
defensive,
of
whatever.
magical potion for his team this week.
If anybody knows that team, it's Roshley, right?
Yeah, 100%. It hasn't worked in the past though. He's
They
known him all year.
always beat Rajdi though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They always beat Rajdi.
But at least now Raji is not throwing, because when Raji throws against Finest, it's like
But then you have
Might
Kastner.
as,
Oil
well,
and
might as
water.
well be me.
might as well be
Yeah, but
you.
you have Kastner throwing. It's the same thing. He's like 0-450, I think.
He has one
Yeah.
win against the Finest.
One win in like 2006, before the league even started.
No, it started in
It was an
2005.
off-season game.
So we talk about Raj's defense. Can he contain Pat Drome or Mike Harrington? Can he stop either one, or is it a matter of this, hey, keep these guys at a minimum when they cast that football 4 yards after catch?
It's so simple what they do. It's just that even if you have the perfect play call, it's as soon as he feels that man coverage that he'll beat you with that post over top. You're in a zone, slant, slant, slant. You're in man, post over top. Like there's always going to be something that's open in his play call. It's Kevin making the read. The pressure's on Kevin to make the read every single play, and he always does.
That, and if he does see the read that it's open, you need to have your defenders on the top of their game to catch up to whoever's Jerome or Harrington on whichever play.
We mentioned, Matt made the point before about the quarterback of the year award going to your teammate Marco Masiocha. Does
sir.
Kevin Wyeth use this as his motivation now to say, well, I got snubbed for this award, let me up my game to potentially win a Div A title this spring?
I think he's going to. I don't necessarily think he has to, but he will. It's Kevin. Kevin will use this as fuel. He'll say that he wants to win more than he wants the trophies, but come on. Come on.
I don't feel the same way. I think he cares more about winning the championship once again than this trophy. I think he's honest and fair enough to realize that Marco won this award this year. He beat him statistically speaking, and I don't think Kevin's going to be dumb enough to allow this to force him to make bad plays. I think he's just going to play his
I
game.
never said it was.
No, I know, but I don't think it's going to make it. I don't think he's going to change anything going into this game. I think
just
he's
gonna
going
have
to
more
be Kev. He's going to be more focused, if anything. He's going to stay on point, and it's not going to make him do anything
The
different.
thing I've noticed about playing with Kevin is even when he wants to get back at somebody for something, he plays just as good, if not better. He's not the type of guy that when he's angry, he plays worse.
So that's it. When you're when your level is always elite,
Yes.
it's hard for you to fall off. And even if
He
it's-
doesn't.
exactly. So when you step up a little bit, it's like you can't even really notice. It's always elite.
Yes or no? Can the Rainmakers hold on to a lead and not blow it like they almost did last week?
They won't get a lead.
Well, no. The only way they get a lead is if they start with the ball and score on the first drive.
All right, Top Guns ABE, your team, Matt Kirak.
Hey.
Guns swept the season series in 2 exciting finishes. The story of the game is, Matt Kirak, 5 players, 6 players, or more.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Is that what you're
He's
going
going to be
with?
wearing that panda suit next week.
Reference to Vince Nardone wearing a panda
yeah.
suit.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I'm down.
Honestly,
I'm down.
I'm ready for it. I mean, my ankle sucks right now, but I'll be good to go.
Okay, so Vince Nardone, if you're first and foremost Top Guns, how do you approach this game if ABE is indeed going to be 5 players on Sunday?
I think you got to go into this game and you got to put your foot on the gas pedal and never take it off.
Should we explain though why we're going to be 5?
Yeah, well, the reason means there's a wedding within the FPF community of someone who shall remain nameless.
Why?
Everybody
It's
knows.
all over the
that.
Facebook
I don't
wall.
want to offend anyone who maybe boys with this person and be like, how come I wasn't invited to the wedding?
Okay, so
Yeah,
Ahmed
they
Majid, if you're
they
not
don't like
invited
you
to
that
his
much.
wedding, then
doesn't
you're
like
not
you.
his friend.
You're not his friend.
Sorry.
You couldn't
But
afford to have
the
you.
reason being, there's a few of your teammates who are going to the wedding, along with some guys from Star City as well, who will not be there for the primetime hours of FPF action on Sunday.
And we have one other guy working Oshiaga. Can't leave early.
So Chiaga.
is
Chili
what it
peppers are
is.
there.
Are they?
Chili peppers there Friday night, man. You got to be there.
The game's on Sunday.
Sunday.
But anyway.
Talking about
Oh, whatever.
Sunday.
Oh, so Radiohead Sunday. There you go. Even worse.
How do you know the lineup?
Because
Are you going?
No, I'm not going.
Oh.
Flag's more important to me.
Flag football. Yeah,
He's
baby.
sponsored by Oshaga.
He's
He's not
sponsored by
going.
Oshaga. That's
Terry
it, yeah.
actually told me that he planned his wedding around flag
Oh
football.
yeah, I told everybody last week. Thanks for watching.
Someone named
wasn't even
Terry.
That's where I learned it.
Oh, okay.
So how healthy is ABE then? If there are some guys like yourself, Matt Kirak, who is banged up, Marco Mazzotra is banged up, and a few others are also with upper body injuries, are you guys healthy?
They're all lower body injuries.
Yeah, or lower body injury. Are you guys healthy enough to be...
We are warriors, Mokan. We will play
perhaps you
through
are.
the injuries, and if we get another injury that's serious, we're going to forfeit. So we have to play through it.
Yeah, they don't have a choice. I mean,
We lose one guy, it's over.
Oh, I mean,
I will break my ankle and probably still hop around somehow. Won't be fun.
like Jack Youngblood did for the Rams in the 70s.
You should guys all not wear jerseys.
Because we have no stats.
No stats.
hashtag
Hashtag all stats matter.
All stats matter.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Does
It
your
is, no
ga-
matter what, it is going to be fun. I
Yeah.
think you guys are going to find a way to make it a game, even if it's 6-on-5. I think you're going to have
It's
a lot
either we
less of a
lose by
chance if
3-4
it's
scores
6-on-5.
or it's tight. Like real tight.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and when you're in your shoes, you got to try to
Be
you
positive.
can't be positive for one, and then it's easy for you to get down quickly because you're playing 6-on-5, and then it's easy for that to creep in. You feel like you no longer have a chance once they go up
But
2 scores.
can you get into their skin, though, under their skin? The Perry boys, the Lannies, that will be there.
All I have to do
and
is
Jimmy
breathe and
Springer.
we're under their skin. Are you serious? Come on.
But can that really be the X factor and what could be more yards for you guys without doing anything on the football
If we
field?
score continuously on them, it's going to get under their skin because we are 5 guys. And we know that. It's pride at stake here, guys. Come on.
Come on.
Come on. We can't hear you.
His mic is off again.
I like you guys in this matchup.
One job.
Thank you.
One job.
One job.
One job.
Unbelievable.
Did be Star City Kings. City won 44-20. Dan Lazar 7 TD passes. Matt Renee 3 TDs, 3 INTs.
Yeah.
And Zach Jonio with 2 TD catches. Kings on a 4-game winning streak, gentlemen. How important is it for them to get off to a good start to have a chance to win this football game this week, Vince?
Well, I think the last time they played, that was Matt's worst game of the year. And ever since that game, they kind of caught fire, and they've been on pace for a solid end to their season. I think they've caught their groove. They found what works for them, and they're a really good looking team. Although we've said it all year that Star City is
Mean.
Star City. I mean, their team name is so appropriate for their team. It's such a good team name for them. They are Star City.
You know what? Having played the Kings late in the season, I can say that they are good. They got the real deal. Their defense is a little, it's iffy.
That's their
downfall, and you're gonna get smoked by Dan Lazaro. So your one thing is to go score for score with them.
So
That's what you have
does
to
the
do.
week off hurt Star City because their last 3 games they're kind of stumbling into the playoffs. They
They have
tied
stumbled.
last game. They lost to GNR. Barely beat Preds in the last.
They had the top 3
2
teams
plays.
in the league.
Yeah.
But in your mind, though,
in
could
the
that
division.
week off really hurt them, though, in this element?
It could, but it won't. I mean, they're all seasoned guys now. They're starting to get their names in FPF. They're gonna do well. I'm not gonna give them my pick now, but they're gonna win. So
I'm not gonna give them my pick now, but I will. I feel like it's not gonna matter that much because some of those guys had a game on another team, so they still they still got a game in on the weekend. The only one was Daniel Lazara, and I wouldn't be surprised if he would have gone out, if he didn't go out to throw some balls with some
at a
receivers,
tire,
flip some tires. So he's just
I'll throw them through tires. Balls through tires.
accurate. It's just
Well,
running an
the annoying
all-star.
thing about that is you have to go get the ball again.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sucks. Or you got a full bag of
Lazara's
balls.
got his brother, right? He's doing nothing now. He
Yeah,
can-
yeah.
Well,
exactly.
he's busy getting angry at refs.
Yeah.
No, actually, he was the only one that didn't.
Oh, it's true. He was the
He
good
was
guy.
the good
Him
one.
and the snapper. The snapper was really like
No, the
he
snapper
felt
was
bad. No,
the-
the snapper apologized after the game.
This is a
Anyways,
conversation for
sorry,
after.
sorry.
Yes. Ryan Aridi, can he be the Phil Djokovic and really make things difficult for Dan Lazar rushing him this weekend?
No.
No love for Ryan.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Ryan, but Dan's just got too quick of a release. He's not going to be bothered by Ryan. Ryan's getting old.
Yeah, Dan's the kind of guy you don't want to rush against.
No.
It's just not fun.
No.
I've never rushed, and I could tell it's not fun rushing against a guy like that. Like,
Well,
he lines up far from your snap. He gets rid of the ball quickly.
Yeah.
He makes you run a lot per drive because a lot of completions. Like he doesn't. There's no 4 and outs. There's no like. It's always a long scoring drive. So the rusher's constantly running and running and running for nothing.
It's a point to the defense that we said earlier. I think that GNR's defense is a lot better, right? So Phil Djokovic has those, so let's say, coverage sacks, we'll say.
Yeah.
But Ryan Aridi's not going to be able to get those. He's going to have to work a
that's
lot
the
harder.
difference. And it
Just
shows
to
in the
give
stats.
you a heads up as a rusher, don't ever tell your rusher that it was a coverage sack. You let him say it.
Yeah.
You got it?
No, I tell him all the time.
I still tell him.
X Factor will be the snappers, Jad Aridi, Stephen Casey. Those are the two guys you think will be the go-to for Lazara and Matt Rene this weekend?
Who and who?
Stephen Casey and Jad Aridi.
Yeah, 100. Jad's been his
Jad's
go-to.
his go-to.
And Casey on the other side of the ball. I don't know about Casey. I feel like he's got so many targets that any given week, any guy can stand out on that in that offense, depending on the matchups. I think Daniel's a smart enough quarterback to just pick out the matchup that he wants to attack and then just abuse it all game long.
STL Glads, last time they played each other, week 1, 32-19 for STL. Alex Lever, 5 INT passes in that matchup. Quite the ugly output. Dylan Taylor, 5 TD passes, 2 INTs. Can the Glads continue to play with house money like they've done for the last 3 weeks to get into the playoffs? If so, do they have a chance to win this football game this Sunday?
Honestly, I said that Glads, they're veterans, every single one of them on that team. It's just that STL right now, they're too strong. They're on point on every aspect of their game, and I don't think the Glads have a shot in the dark at all.
I think it's kind of like the same as the previous matchup between Star City and Kings. The last time they played, Glads had their worst outing. And then they've picked up from there, and they've come into the playoffs with a full head of steam, with one thing in mind is to win a championship. And the difference between playing the Glads and anybody else in this league is that the Glads have no expectation. They show up, they just play, they lose, they win, they win. They have no expectation. They come to have fun, they play, they ball, they leave.
And they've been here.
We got
I believe we have a
they've
tweet.
been-
We have a
we
tweet
have
question
a
now.
Twitter question from a guy who will remain nameless.
Right.
No, actually, it's not him.
Brent Calendar, 100%.
Hey, fellas, question for Vince. What is the biggest key for... You're useless. We don't need you, Matt. Question for Vince. What is the biggest key for the teams that had a bye week to win this week, Div A and Div B?
Well, the best thing to do during your off week, if you get the off week, is to practice or scrimmage against somebody else. It's just to keep the blood flowing, keep the patterns on point, keep the routes working, keep the arm fresh. It's just to simulate a game or a practice plan, just to stay fresh.
Okay, question for Matt now.
Oh.
Vince, you're useless.
I could go home.
How did the 2.5 Dans handle the size of AOQ, so Quan, I guess, this week? And for Mokan, which QB has the most pressure?
Well, Brent, you're going to calm down
Brent,
because we
that
haven't
pretty
got
boy
to that
DC.
game yet.
We'll get to that game soon.
We will get to that game.
Eventually.
So I'll answer your
Brent's
question.
excited.
What's Mokan's question?
QB with the most
biggest
pressure.
QB with the most pressure. We'll answer that later as well.
Jimmy Ojea, Kalabowski, how do you stop these two gentlemen if you're Glads?
It's tough to stop Kyle, especially now that he's become this monster in this league. Unbelievable how good he's become as a football player in this league. He is an outstanding two-way player. He made some ridiculous catches in that 10th game of the season.
Yep. And you know what? The one thing I saw that he never showed with me on my team throughout our entire championship run in the winter, he was amped up. He was getting mad. He was yelling and screaming, and that's the one thing that I thought maybe Kyle was missing, and it wasn't even a big deal. And he got so amped up in that Star City game, it made him that much better.
Well, you know what? I'm not even surprised that he's like that. He was probably like that this whole time. It's just that on your team, there was no space for him to be like that. There was already enough for those guys there.
So many big characters.
So many big characters that he doesn't need to open his mouth. There's already enough guys doing that. And now on this team, he can step into that role, and because he can back it up.
He's that leader now.
He's probably so much more confident in his own abilities that he can step into that role and lead his squad.
Huge chip on his shoulder after, we'll say, losing receiver of the year also.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, huge chip on his shoulder.
He's so mad.
No, I don't know, but I can guess he is.
I'll
He was
text
pretty
him later.
close.
He was pretty close.
Lever had his worst game
Yes, 100% he did.
in
it
this
week one,
in-
no?
Week 1, yes.
Yeah, I ripped him for that. I'm not going to
Yes,
say
you
that.
did.
Well, he threw 5
In his
picks.
approach now for this game, how does he approach this game?
Pulled it
Does
down.
he minimize possessions, or does he just yank it up there and just
Listen,
throw the football?
Lever's been in this league long enough. He's just going to do what he does, and it's either going to work or it's not. That's it. That's all. He doesn't have a different game plan, like you said. They don't care either way.
I'd be surprised if they don't get manned up this entire game. If I'm SDL, I feel like I can man you up this whole game.
All right. Fair enough. Dan's Quans.
So
Or
no, back
ambassador.
to that pressure. So how are you going to handle the Quans? What's your game plan for the Dans?
Got to talk to Joey, man. I just show up.
Quan
so
hammered.
nobody knows then.
Nobody knows.
Ambassador Quan
Is
hammered
there a game
Dan's.
plan? Do you guys even run plays?
I'm sorry. I don't even
We
know.
run play
You got like
A,
25
play
catches
J,
for them and like 12
play
TDs.
K,
I'm pretty
play
sure.
H is a big one too.
Play H is a big
Yeah, I
one.
like.
Oh,
I
you guys
like
have
H.
letters for your
Listen,
play calls?
I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you right now. Joey has the thing on his wrist.
What does he see?
No.
What do his eyes see?
He just shows. He
His
shows
eyes are
everybody.
closed.
Guys are going to do play H, whatever it is. I tell him, Joey, don't even effing show me the fucking wrist. Just tell me what to do. Just I'm not looking at your pencil drawings. Just tell me what to do.
So Dan's got crushed 46-20. Holloway had 6 TD passes. Taylor had 3 TDs, 2 INTs. For his body of work, could it be argued Alex Holloway is the most underrated quarterback in Division B?
I'd say so. He's really stepping up, honestly, and he's got the guys around him too this year.
But hold on the flip side, is Joy Taylor an overrated quarterback?
I can't even tell. Honestly,
I can't even
he's
tell.
he's my teammate, and
I feel the same way, man.
it's so weird.
So
and I
you
don't
know
want
what?
to say so he gets
Vince,
mad.
no,
at me.
don't answer that question for us, please.
No, it's just it's
You don't know.
It's so weird the style of play, and it's
because you hate it.
the balls are thrown so duckish.
It's because you don't want to condone that style of play.
I can't.
That's what it is.
But the balls are thrown so like just up in the air, floating, and you cannot pick it. If
imagine
you try.
imagine a football mind like Vince playing in that offense. He would lose a skull. He would.
I lose my skull playing against these guys,
Yeah.
and that's why
0-2, by the way.
I'm gonna give him the respect
Yeah, 0-2.
and the benefit of the doubt that he is what the stats say he is, because he's only ever won in this league. Okay,
So if you had to pick one quarterback, is it
never won-
Holloway
he's never
or
won
Joy
this league.
Taylor?
if I have to pick a quarterback,
Yeah,
I'm
to
going
start
with
your
Holloway.
franchise.
I'm going with Holloway because
Okay.
he's really, really underrated, and people don't give him credit for the guy too, and the quarterback that he is. And he is one of these guys in our league, like Kyle Lebowski, who continues to get better and
Yes,
better and
I
better
agree.
at their position.
At the beginning of the season, when the ratings were coming out, there was a huge debate between those two quarterbacks, Alex Holloway and Joey Taylor, who shouldn't be eligible for Div C and who should be eligible for Div C. So Joey's cap rating went down, so he's eligible to throw in Div C. Do you think that was a mistake in terms of ratings to say that Joey is eligible to throw in Div C, but is he too good? My question is he too good for Div
Well,
C?
I feel like that it says a lot about the two guys. I feel like the guys who made that decision have those opinions, and they've seen both players play a lot. And
Yeah.
I feel like I don't think they got that wrong. I just think Joey has done better than we thought he would in Division B.
And when Rob asked me, because I know Joey and I've also played with Alex, I said that Alex is too good for Div C. And if he went to Div C, he probably would win
You
a
know what?
quarterback
I'll
of
have
the
to
year.
agree with you with that. I think that Alex is a couple steps ahead of where Joey's at right now, just in terms of FPF wise. I mean, yeah, like I don't think it's a bad move that they made. He's not.
So in this case, then I'll ask you this question, Vince and Terry, because Matt, you have no idea what the hell's going on in the offense. Who was the key player in the Dan's offense
Wow.
for this weekend's matchup?
Oh, that's a good question.
For this weekend's matchup,
And how does Quan counter this offense? So two-part question here.
Well, Quan obviously knows what to do. They destroyed them last time they played them. But I think the key remains to be Joey, because I feel like he's the only one who understands what he's drawn on his wrist.
No, they all know.
It's not even
Except
that.
for
They're
you.
normal plays that he drew on his wrist.
But it's like
regular.
whenever a defender does a certain thing, they know to roll upfield or roll out, and everybody kind of like rolls. It's like a gear. It's like everybody's geared, and then they just work with each other.
What
It's
it is
super
it's
weird.
backyard football. They play
It's
together for so long.
madness.
Yeah,
madness.
and I think
Love
that
it.
if you want to ask me if it's not Joey Taylor, if it's a receiver that you're asking for, the key is Foti. I think that he's
Foti.
Foti
Evangelista, yes.
Foti
Foti.
Evangelista. I think that he's the one that understands his role the most.
Listen,
And-
I like Joey. Every time I watch him play, I want to stab my eyes out.
Yeah, well, every time I snap to him, I want to snap my eyes out.
So
you know what's funny about that? He told me when I snapped the last game for him, he told me not
too
to
hard.
snap it too hard because you
Yeah.
can't catch it. I can't snap hard. I just almost snap worse than peas.
Look at your hands.
should
They're so
Ryan
small.
Perry bulldoze this offense? This hits someone from behind just to set the tone.
Well, I mean, Danny Demore smashed him, so I don't know. Maybe Danny,
Simon
Danny
Dagenet cracked.
and maybe
Ryan
Danny
Perry.
McPhee's gonna lay him out this week. You never know, man. And so I
Only
don't.
gains, bro.
I think Ryan Perry is useless in this game.
Why?
I just think that he not that he won't know what to do, but Joey likes to draw plays away from guys, and I think he'll try and draw plays away from him. He likes to pick on players, specific players, and even though it doesn't look
Okay,
like
but
it,
Joey can't pick on players because he doesn't have an accurate arm.
his arm is accurate,
No,
but it
it's
takes
not.
45 seconds for the ball to get there.
Exactly.
So it can get picked easy. So it is accurate though,
It cannot get picked easy.
because it
It's
does this.
It's super
Yeah.
awkward. Here, catch.
whatever. I can't
So, yeah,
complain.
it's like a
I-
nerf
I just
ball.
don't think Ryan Perry's gonna have a big effect on this game. If he does, it'll be mostly talking. The big effect you have is the short yardage guys. So the
I think you
tackle
should
guys.
just line Joey
Paul
up
is a
and
big
light
one.
him up first play. Just
That's
have,
it.
have Perry rush and just light Joey up.
Take out those sleeves. Oh wait, they're already gone.
GNR Incredibles. GNR 138-32. GNR won by 6. Darius finished. So is Matt Kirak.
Take out those.
Take over, GM.
Okay, sorry. What were you saying?
GNR won 38-32 over the Incredibles.
What an incredible game that was.
Terry Tam choked that game away with his drop.
yes, he
Whoa,
did.
whoa, 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 whoa!
Yeah, he did.
It was early in the
Call it
game.
what it
man.
was.
It was early in the game.
Call it
That's
it
what
is,
gave
he
him-
choked the
that's
game
what
away.
gave him-
We still had the ball like 9 times after that.
All right, so here's a question.
Don't
and
start.
I'll
I
ask
was
Don't
also
start
wide
with
open
me.
on the last play of the game where I
Don't
could have
start
walked
with
in the end zone, but whatever. That's just me.
I know. Should I ask this question to the two Incredible players or to Matt here?
Ask Matt
doesn't know what that was
everything
talking
about this game.
So, Matt, how confident should the Incredibles be knowing that they hung with GNR right to the last 5 plays?
Have you met Vince Nardone?
We had them.
This guy just oozes confidence, bro.
Look at his biceps.
Yeah, look at him.
He's incredibly confident.
Look, they kept up with them. I really hope they do. I don't see it happening, but I hope they do.
Gentlemen, how confident are you?
I'm confident.
They have a game plan.
see
I
on
know
Sunday.
this.
I think that we had. I'll talk if Vince want to talk. I think that we had a good matchup against them in Week 10. Obviously, there's a couple mistakes that we made, mine included, my big one. But overall, I think that if our offense is going to be able to score, there's no problem with that. It's can we stop Vinny a couple times, and I really think we have the pieces to do it.
Vince a couple weeks back said that with the Fun Boys, he was able to stop him, and he has the recipe. So let's see if he uses
We
it.
had the recipe, and then certain people did certain things, and
Call
then
them out.
we didn't play good D. We just didn't play good D.
Flat-footed, everybody.
Vinny Galano, can he win this game with his legs? And if he does,
He can.
is this trouble for the Incredibles defense?
If he does, then he will. Yes.
Yes, if the rusher can't get to him and he can use his legs, they're done. Game over for Incredibles.
Over.
Ciao.
Phil Kovacic, can he impact Greg Stern like
Love
he did?
saying that name.
I know, he's my man. I voted for defensive MVP, by the way.
Of course you did.
We have a lot of comments about your votes,
Just
but
run in
anyway.
a circle
I know
jerk.
you did.
You and him, circle jerk.
Can he be the X factor for the GNR defense and make things difficult for? Shut up, Terry. Make things difficult for Greg Stern.
Yeah, he's going to make it a little bit difficult, but I don't think it's going to be a huge impact on him.
So, how important is it for Greg Stern to get off to a good start in this matchup?
Like every other game, it's very important.
This playoffs.
You don't want to be climbing back up a hill. You just want to stay whatever, you know what I mean.
Vinny is garbage, man. How hasn't anybody else figured this out?
How are you in Div B?
You dropped the
Doesn't
ball,
matter.
bro.
I have an opinion.
You dropped the fourth down ball, bro. Wide open. No one
Take it
near
easy,
you.
scorekeeper.
Hey, I saw that.
You should win an award for first scorekeeper of the year.
Yeah,
Scorekeeper of the
scorekeeper of the
year,
year.
Not
5
your
years
stats are
running.
awful.
John Lowe, man.
J-Lo.
All right.
Is that it? Predictions?
No. One more question.
Yeah.
Can the Incredibles produce another turnover like they did?
Of course we can.
Yes,
have you
you can.
seen? Have
But
you seen?
can they do it
our-
again?
Honestly,
our
I've-
defensive
I've
stats.
watched-
Defensive player of the year on our team. You're forgetting
Boom.
about that.
Yeah,
It wasn't you, Terry.
I've
Tam.
watched
Not
Gina
me,
play.
100%. It's not me.
Dude, how many picks do we have as a team?
I lost track.
So
Doesn't
many.
matter. Listen,
many.
Just listen. He has like 3 set plays that he does like 3 times a game each. That's
It's not true.
that are so easily. Oh, I can't even explain to it. If you don't pick him off, you are crap.
Oh, you're talking about Vinny. Sorry,
Vinny
talking about
Galano.
Vinny.
Yeah. Games of the week. First one. Finest Rainmakers. Finest 4.5 point favorites.
Finest.
Finest.
Yeah, finest. Sure. Hate it. Finest.
You can't pick. Top Gun, AB, no line. So who do you have picking straight
Why
up?
no line?
Why
Because
no?
it's
You're
5
the
players.
worst
So the
Vegas
line should
guy.
be higher.
Vegas will never put a line for this. 5 players. It's not fair to these guys.
So you put like a 13 and a half.
Okay,
that's
so
what I
I'll
would
put.
do.
I'll put. How about this? 20.5 points.
Oh.
What are you trying to? You know what? AB.
Okay.
AB against that spread for sure.
No, AB to win.
Whoa!
AB to
Whoa!
win.
Okay.
Panda suit.
Panda suit. It's gonna be
Uh,
expensive. It's expensive.
Star City King 6.5 points for City. So a
Nah,
touchdown.
I'm gonna take Kings just because it's not gonna be more than 6.
Ooh. Star City. Star City. Star City.
Kings the cover, but Star City to win.
STL Glads 7.5 for STL.
Wow. Give me Glads to cover.
Glads to cover.
Oh wow.
12.5?
7.5.
7.5.
Where did you
I'm
get
going
12?
STL. I don't know. I heard it in my back of my head. It's STL. I'm going STL.
Dance Quan 3.5 points for Quan.
Wow. Give me quads.
They won by 26 last time. Terry.
I'm gonna go. Quan, because they're too big for the dance. You guys are like all shorter than me.
They are tiny people.
Matt
They're
Kirak's
tiny
tallest player
people.
on the team.
I am, but I'm pretty sure I am.
Probably is. GNR
5'6".
Incredibles.
What about Mark?
Incredibles by
Oh,
40.
Jazz.
GNR Incredibles 2.5 points for GNR Matt Kirak.
2.5 points?
Yeah.
For real?
No.
He doesn't know our lineup.
Kyle Tanzer's gonna play for you guys. That I know.
Yeah, that's not
You
the
know
only.
what?
That's not the only thing.
GNR
But
will win by 1.
Oh wow.
That's a good point. I go Incredibles by a lot.
Did you just GM that? That's a good point. They're going to win by 1?
No, I said it's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a
You don't even know what
It's a
you
good
said
point.
and
I don't know
why
what I
you
said.
said it.
I forgot what I said.
All right, gentlemen.
I'm going GNR by 8.
These two will be hosting the press conference next
Give me
week.
your picks.
No, I will not.
Actually,
my
no.
picks
It'll
here.
probably be me or Simon.
Finest I have winning, and they will cover. I have ABE winning.
Hey!
Yep, I have them winning. I think the
guy's
King.
high,
sorry, I
for
think
sure.
the Top Guns will somehow Top Gun this game and lose. I have City winning over the Kings. I have STL winning over the Glads. I have Quan winning over Dan. Sorry, Mac Irak, and I have GNR over Incredibles.
Yeah, we know your picks by your spreads. He literally just puts the spreads towards his picks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe
so
Seattle?
next Thursday, are you here?
No, I'm not.
I am not here. So that means Vinny Nardone and Terry Town will be hosting.
And probably Simon.
And Simon will be hosting the Did They and Did Be press conference.
You want to know why, though?
Well, will you not be
Because
here?
he's out of... No, Simon is out of all his... Out of the playoffs.
He has nothing to do.
All
That's
3
correct.
teams, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you don't have any picks in a game. Right? Holy shit.
So what happens when you try to stack your team with one receiver and it didn't work?
Jamal Gittins.
Other one. Marco has one hand.
Kids made some ridiculous catches.
Definitely did.
Ridiculous catches in this game. Holy crap.
Good afternoon, Tacoma.
Tacoma.